Hello there, guys. Welcome back to my making of this game, the Dark Maze game. And here we were gonna do the collision stuff. Man, those collision can suck sometimes, and this took me a little bit longer than usual. I still have work to do for my job, but other than that, collision was a little bit longer than it should have. Not should have, but you know what I mean. Collision can be a pain sometimes. But anyways, so what I did different this time, as you saw, so I'm gonna explain like I usually do. So I created a collision manager, which is gonna manage all my collisions, where I can update the collisions, add a collision. So anytime I create an object, we'll add a collision. And I'm gonna need an instance of this in order to call this add collision. And then I'm gonna handle anything that has to do with the ground in here in this function. So I'm going into those functions. So let's see anything here. Excuse me. Never mind. I thought it was being called. Anyway, so I'm gonna update the collision. So every time I'm gonna add a collision. So every time I create an object, I'm gonna add a collision. So every time I'll loop through all those objects that I added, and it will handle anything that has to do with the ground. So inside ground, just make sure it doesn't equal null just in case. You just gotta double check. I'm gonna grab the entity that I passed in here. I'm gonna get the sprite, and I'm gonna get the rec. And from the last I know you didn't see this in my video, but I kind of cleaned it up a little bit. So I created another function where I get my center. So basically, it just gets my position. Then yes, position is my rec, where my position is that. I get the position of that entity to determine what tile coordinate I'm in, and then basically I'm gonna loop through all those tiles around surrounding that player or character. So it basically should be around 8 tiles. Nine, it will be 9, but you don't include itself. So, but you can, yeah, I guess so. You can include itself. So basically, it's gonna loop here 9 times, and then I loop through all of the 9 tiles. I'm gonna collect, and then I grab that tile in that certain coordinate. And then just make sure it doesn't equal null. You just want to make sure. You never know. Then I get the sprite of that. Get the transform. Get the position of it, and the rec. And then I'm gonna call the functions to determine how much depth, if there's any, if it collided with anything, it will go in here. I'll explain that in a bit, and what this two functions gonna be doing. So basically, this determines how much of it has penetrated, I guess you could say. When I'm gonna be drawing it out, so you guys can see what I'm trying to say. And then I determine which of these I should determine depending on how big the depth in X is, and then I push it that way first. And then I update my transform and the rec again. So basically, what these gonna be doing, they both do the same thing. Just one does the horizontal and one does the vertical. Well, it's actually this is vertical and horizontal. And then basically, I'm gonna grab the half width of both. This is for the horizontal half width. I get the center point of that entity, and then I basically gonna do a distance from center A to B, and then I get the minimum distance by grabbing the width of both entities, because that should be basically the radius. And if it passes over that, which is I do here, if it passes that minimum, then basically you're not even colliding at all. So you just return 0. Otherwise, you're gonna be returning this. So I'm gonna be drawing it out. So I'm gonna bring out my trusty paint. I don't know how you call it. Program. Best program you could ever have. So basically, I apologize, it's white, but okay. So I'll make it black. So I was saying it's not too bad. So I apologize for my terrible drawings right now. So, well, make sure it's white. What the? Okay, brush size. Why don't you color? Why don't you color? Maybe because it's black. Really? Hold on, guys. It's been a while since I haven't used paint, so I suck. Anyways, apologize. It's white. It's whatever. Apologize for that. Hopefully, it's not too bad. Hope not. Anyways, we can draw. Since they're towels, we can draw that. This is gonna be my towel. Let's see. Let's say A. I can't even change color. Come on. I can't even change the color of this. I didn't want to. Oh, there we go. Why do you change now? Okay, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna create another one. And let's pretend they're colliding, right? So this is gonna be my B. It's different color. So let's pretend we can be a 0, 0 to make this so much simpler. Okay? And let's say that the width of this is 10 from here to here. And the same thing here. The width is 10 for both. For both, it's 10, alright? Let me just do it here just in case as well. For both, it's going to be 10. I apologize for my arrows, they're terrible. I'm not an artist, even though arrows should be hard to make. Alright. So like I said, we're going to start at 0. So if this is going to be 10, then that means that this side is going to be 10. And 0. This is going to be 0 and 10. And this one's going to be 10 and 10. Oh my god, this is going to be so terrible. Apologize, guys. Okay. And the center point for this is going to be 5 and 5. Correct? Apologize for my terribleness in this. Okay, now we're going to do this one. To make things simpler, let's pretend that this is 7. Oh, crap. It's going to be 7. And I know it's not really directly in the center, but let's pretend it is in the center. And it's going to be 5. Just to make things so much simpler. 7, 5, so that means this one's going to be 17. And 5. Which we don't really care anyways, but 17 and 5. This one's going to be 7 and 15. So terrible. And this one's going to be 17 and 15. Because both are 10. Alright, so I'm going to calculate what I have here, right? So I'm going to get half of both widths. Half of both widths is going to be 5. Right? So half of both of these is going to be 5. So each of these is going to be equal 5. And then I get the center, which I already know. Which is I don't even know this one. The center of this one is 5. It's 3 and 12. The center of this one is going to be 12. Let's pretend it's there, the center. It's going to be 12 and... It can't be 10. Oh yeah, it is 10. Okay. Never mind. I'm done. So 12 and 10. So I know the distance from those two, right? So it's going to be the center distance, center A minus center B. So it's center A minus B. So 5 minus... So for the X, it's going to equal 5 minus 5. No, 5 minus 10. Which equals negative 5. The Y is going to be 5 minus... Wait. Nah, it's just 12. Sorry. It's eraser. Wow, really? Really? You gonna be doing that to me right now? What the... Okay, there we go. Okay. Never mind, I lied right here. I lied, apologize, I lied. It's 5 minus 12, which equals -7, I think. Yeah. -7. Then it's 5 minus 10. I mean, I don't really care about the y because I'm doing the x. Remember, this is horizontal, so I'm only doing x. So I don't care about the other one. So I apologize again for that. I don't care about that side because I'm only doing the x's right now. So I do that, and the minimum distance is the width of both. So min this. Oh, I'm suck. So this, I'm gonna call it min d. The min d equals 10, right? So min d is d. This is -7. So I do the absolute value of 7, which is 7. Is 7 greater than 10? It's not. So that means it is colliding. So if the center distance is greater than 0, which is not because it's -7, then I'm gonna do this minimum distance, which is -10. I have this as negative, so it's gonna be -10 minus the center distance, so minus 7, which is this up here. So -10 from min distance, which equals 10. I apologize, it's terrible. And I do that, so it's gonna be -10, and seeing this will turn positive. These are both negatives. Yeah, like I said, they're both going to be negative. So the answer is going to be -3. So that's how much I'm going to be pushing this. Wait, hold on. I think I messed up again. Should not be -7. I mean -3. Did I messed up again? I'm trying to figure out why is it. Because it's only depth is 2 on the x. Because 5 and 7. So 5 minus. Let's see. Yeah, and the center is 12. 7 plus 5 is 12. 5 minus 7. 5 minus 7. I mean, minus 12 should be 3. 5, 7. Yeah, it should be -3. So I don't understand why it should be. Well, I mean, it's still going to work, but I think it pushes it off way too far than it should. Oh no, it is fine. I mean, I'm done. I apologize. Okay, I thought I messed up somewhere. Okay, never mind. Forget what I just said. So yes, it's gonna be -3. Because I was looking at the distance of 5 minus 7. It's just 2, which is not. But I'm looking at the wrong one. I should be looking at the top one right here. I should be looking on this one, not at this one. So basically, I'm gonna be pushing A -3 that way. I'm gonna be pushing A -3 that way. So once I push it off, it's gonna be completely fine. So basically, the new position of this. Let's change the color. The new position A is. Oh, come on. Now you don't want to change color on me? You were working completely fine earlier. There we go. Okay, so the new position of 5 is 7. It's gonna be right in the corner of this. Apologies, not correct, but that'll be the new position of this. Because I push A -3 that way to the left, and there you go. That's how you get. Hopefully, you guys understand this. I completely suck at explaining things, but I just wanted to draw it visually. So basically, all you're gonna be doing is just basically determining the depth of this, which is if you subtract 7, which is the corner of this point of tile B, subtract it from 10, and that's how much you're gonna be pushing it the opposite way. That's basically what it's doing. It's gonna be pushing A to the left because it's -3. And then you push a -3, so the new position is gonna be it's -3, 0, -7, I mean, not -7, +7. Apologize, that's positive. It's going to be +7. And the bottom is going to be -3. So the percentage is going to change. And this is going to be 2. It's not going to be 5 anymore. It's going to be 2 and 5. And there you go. So basically that's what it's going to be doing. And the same thing is going to be going for the other way for B. It's going to be doing the exact same thing. So basically what this is what this function is doing. So you basically just grab the half width, grab the center, calculate the distance, and make sure you get the minimum distance of both by doing the width, the half. By adding the half width of both entities, and you make sure that they're within that radius or distance. And if it is within that radius, then basically determine which side it's going to be pushing it off against. And that's what this does, depending if it's positive or negative. And then for the vertical, it's the exact same thing, but just for the width. So I'm not going to explain that, since it's the exact same thing. So hopefully you guys understood that. Kind of, I suck at explaining, so hopefully you guys understood it. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is what I'm getting. And then push it off in that direction first, depending which one's the smallest. If Y is the smallest one, then you do the Y first. And then you will determine again. Then you will do the X if it's still colliding afterwards. And then you just update the positions. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, this is the fourth time that my freaking headset turns off. But anyways, yes. So I loop the tiles surrounding that entity. Loop through all of them and check to see if any of those tiles around that entity is being colliding. If it is, to calculate the depth of that and push it off against that direction. So, and update the transform and the position and the rack. So there you go, guys. So that's what Collision Manager does, and Collision Info. What else did I do here? Oh, and basically, since characters, any type of characters that I'm gonna be creating will be colliding with walls. It should be, but then again, enemies will have their own AI, so I don't think that they will be colliding with walls. But I guess you could have it anyways. But anyways, any character from my character class, well, I will add the collision of it in the initialize. So that should be fine, and do everything else here. So hopefully you guys understood that. I mean, collision kind of sucks trying to build it, because it's a pain in the butt when it comes to games, when it collision. So you can see it in any game, even the AAA games, there's still collision issues. People call it glitches and all that kind of stuff, where you could go through walls or whatever. Like I said, it's not always perfect, and it's kind of tricky to do. So, but yeah. So hopefully you guys understood what I just said. And see, I mean, I actually tweaked, kind of cleaned up my my code a little bit. So I created like an entity factory where you basically just creates my code or whatever. My code creates my player, and I do everything in here. So in gameplay state, all I have to do is do that before I had all of that inside of here. And the same thing goes for my tiles. I'm probably gonna name it differently later on, but for now I'm gonna just name that, and tile data, I just call that. So it's a little bit more cleaner. But yeah, so I hope you guys like that. If there's anything that you guys think that it should be have done differently, let me know in the comments. I apologize, sometimes I don't reply to my comments because YouTube kind of doesn't notify you as much anymore. I don't know. I apologize. Sometimes there's messages that I never seen before, and I don't notice it till like months later because I never knew about it. So I apologize for those who never ever replied. I really am sorry about that. So right now I'm like, I don't know sure if I should reply back to them or not. But anyway, I'll do my best to reply to them. So hopefully you can let me know in the comments if there's anything that what you saw today or in the other videos that I should improve on. But anyways, in my next video, since I kind of finished Collision. Oh, I haven't even shown. Oh yeah, you guys kind of saw it already. Yes, you guys kind of already saw what I did. So, and this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, so I apologize for that. I'm gonna have to end it right now. Hopefully this thing hurries up and. Come on, I know you're kind of lagging because I have this. I'm recording at the same time. So like you guys saw earlier, you saw my new sprite. I'm putting Yoshi. Like yay! But like you see, I'm not colliding with it anymore. Right here, I can't go through it because it still kind of collides in here, so I can't really go in there. But I could go anywhere else, and should be completely fine. So yeah, there we go. As you can see, collision in the flesh. Took me a little longer than it should, but there we go. You guys saw it. It's on my Joshi. I probably next time you can see the video, probably he will be already animating since I kind of already had the animation class already going on. I haven't really tested it, so I'm gonna have to update it a little bit depending if it doesn't work or not. But anyways, my next video, what's gonna consist of is I was thinking of doing rendering stuff on the screen, but then again, I still haven't done scrolling, background scrolling yet. So I think when I do that, I'll start doing the rendering on screen. So the next thing I'm gonna start doing the AI for enemies and just doing enemy stuff. Okay. Anyway, yeah, my headset died again. Anyway, I'm gonna start doing AI and enemies. So I'm gonna do it differently this time than I've never done before, and that's state machines. Which I'm not sure if it's even gonna be. It's even worth doing for this. I mean, this game is not gonna be that big. I don't even know how big this game's gonna be because mostly it's for you guys and for you guys to tell me what you guys want in this game. If there's any input, because so far I haven't gotten anything. But so I'm gonna start doing state machines, which I've never done before. But I think this will be a good practice. Um, so yeah, let me know in the comments. And there were kind of enemies you guys wanting this, and just take in consideration this game is gonna be a dark kind of game. It's kind of like Amnesia 2D, I guess, but not really. You know, you're gonna be walking. It's gonna be really dark, and you're gonna be walking around with the little lantern and everything. And yeah, so just let me know what kind of abilities or what kind of how enemies should behave in here. And if you want, you can let me know how they look like as well. I mean, then again, I'm not an artist, so I'm not gonna be able to draw it correctly. But anyways, I'll do my best. But let me know in the comments what kind of enemies you guys want in this game. I kind of have ideas, which I'm not sure. Or I mean, I'm probably just gonna have simple ones where they're just patrolling, whatever. But if there's anything that you guys, anything special that you want this enemies to do, let me know. It'll be great. I'll love that, and I'll take your input into consideration. So just leave me comments in this video. So anyway, I'll end it now because I don't want this video to be too long. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys like this video, thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next video for AI. That's gonna be is a heads up. That's gonna be a little bit longer because A-Star kind of yeah, that takes a while. So I'm gonna be reading up to this because I read something that probably can make my A-Star a little bit faster. So I'm gonna read up into that and see if that works, and if it does, then you guys can see it anyway. So I'll see you guys in that video. Just know that video probably could be longer than this collision video. So I'll see you guys then. Signing out.